So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. We're just hanging out, talking, getting to know each other better. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Actually, I'm going to be talking about the fact that I eloped. What? Way. I am a legally married woman. I do wear a wedding ring. Yeah. Technically, my last name is no longer Mickelson, if you even knew that it was. It's not Elise, surprise, that's my middle name. But now my last name is Mock, which is Sage's last name. I don't really know, I don't have like a specific plan to talk about things, but I just wanted to, I don't know, tell you guys more about it, clear the air, I guess, a little bit. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Let's just get right into it. I'm like nervous, but I'm actually a little bit sweaty already. So I will go back in time when Sage and I first started dating. We are high school sweethearts, which explains why we're so young and we got married. So we grew up in a very small town, and we always knew about each other, but we were never friends. We had like similar friends, but never really hung out before. And he went on a foreign exchange trip his junior year in high school, and then he came back. It was a 6-month trip, and then he came back, and when he came back is when I met him and when he first kind of like popped on my radar. I was quite the flirty gal, I would say. I don't know, I feel like I was quite flirty in my youth. I had a chiropractor appointment, which is funny because I was 15? Oh yeah, I was 15 when we first met. 15, and my back was out of whack. It still is, but like I would go to weekly chiropractic appointments to like try to get things back to normal. I went to my chiropractor appointment and my mom was supposed to pick me up because I couldn't drive yet, but she couldn't get off work and her boss like wasn't letting her leave or something. So I was like, okay, I'll just walk down to like the nearby little downtown, which is funny that I even say downtown because it's like 2 streets, very small. And I was like, okay, I'll just go grab food or something, just hang out until she's done. And in front of this grocery store parking lot, I bumped into my neighbor, Eli, who is one of Sage's good friends, and Sage was with Eli. So I bumped into Eli, who I knew a little bit better than Sage at that point. But I was like, oh, hey, Eli. And Eli had just gotten back from a foreign exchange trip also. I was like, oh, hey, Sage, Eli, you guys just got back from your trip. And I like gave them both big hugs, which apparently was like stuck in Sage's mind that I like gave him such a big hug and I barely knew him. But they were like, hey, want to come get pizza with us? And I was like, yeah, I'll come. But I was trying to be all like, meh, I don't know, dainty girl. And I was like, oh, I'm not hungry. You don't need to buy me pizza. Even though I actually pretty sure I was hungry. But I just hung out with them. We walked around, just chatted. My mom still couldn't come get me. So I was like, hey, will one of you guys like drive me to my mom's office? It's really close to here. And Eli couldn't because he had somewhere he had to go. And so Sage was like, oh yeah, I'll drive you. And that's the first time that we really like hung out. It's actually funny, the very first day we even met, like that same day, his mom and little brother drove by that parking lot and she like saw me and met me, and then he met my mom the very first day we ever met. So like it was pretty funny. And his mom says like we both had sworn off relationships. We're like, this is the year, like each individually we were like, this is the year of like being single, we're not gonna be in any relationships. We had both gotten out of like other relationships and just wanted to be single. But his mom was like, yeah. And then I saw Rohini in the parking lot and I knew that that was not gonna happen. She's like, nope, not happening. He's not gonna be single. So yeah, after he drove me to my mom's, we just like exchanged Snapchats, I think, not even numbers. And like we're Snapchatting back and forth. I was being very flirty, like playing some little Snapchat mind games, whatever, what have you. I don't know what a 15-year-old does to like snag a boy, but that's what I did. And we went on our first date, which was to Froyo. And I remember he didn't have enough money to pay for both of ours or something. And then I went to pay for mine and like a fork fell out of my bag. So we both had just kind of like an embarrassing thing happen on our first date. But what we really noticed was like we were very, very, very similar. We were raised very similarly. Our parents, our moms are extremely similar. So After that first date, I was like, oh shoot, like I really, really like this guy. Like from the first date, I was like, this isn't any fling, like this isn't just a casual thing, like this guy is like serious. Like this is, I mean, I kind of knew, and saying it now, like I knew this guy was the guy I was gonna be with. Like I'm like, this is serious, like this isn't just a random fling, like we have a real connection. And like our first date, he came home, he drove me home, and my parents were gone, which they never left me alone. Like I was never alone in my house. Like they never went on vacation. I could never have parties in the weekends when they left. Like they never left. So it was very weird that they both were gone conveniently at that time. And Sage like came in the house, and we had just moved to a new house. So he like helped me set up my furniture. We like bought sheets for my bed at Walmart on our very first date. Like I don't even know. It was just such a, I feel like it was very telling first date. Like we were both weird, like something weird or uncomfortable, awkward happened. We ate organic mac and cheese, and he helped me set up my furniture and helped me buy sheets. Like what? For the first date. But so he like went home, and he asked me on another date, and I was scared. I was a little scared. I was like, okay, because I knew it was a, you know, like a big connection. It wasn't just a fling. So I was like, oh no, sorry, rain check. Like I bailed on him because I was nervous about like committing to such a thing. Like I knew that if we kept going on dates or hanging out, like, you know, it was gonna be a big relationship. So I was like trying to, I don't know what I was doing. 15-year-old me was scared, I guess. But I kept putting him off, and then finally, I don't even know. We just kept hanging out. I finally like just gave in and was like, no, I actually really like this guy. But so our first kiss, I guess, was September 12th. And then on Halloween, he told me he was falling in love with me. Or no, it was actually so cute. Like I still remember this. So we were like wrestling, or I don't know what, just being goofy. And we were like laying down on a couch with the door open because I was at my parents' house. So they weren't gonna let me close the door, obviously, because they're very strict. But we were like, we had pillows, and sorry, don't mind my cat. We had pillows. We were like shoving them in each other's faces or something, I don't know. But I just have this, oh, this is so crooked. I just have this clear image of him like with a pillow half in front of his face, and he's like, we were just laughing, and then he's like, I think I'm falling in love with you. And I was like, ah, which obviously I felt the same way. Like we just both knew from the beginning, like, oh man, this is like real stuff. Like this is forever kind of thing. And basically he graduated. He was a senior when I was a sophomore. He graduated, and he went to Santa Barbara College for a semester. So we did long distance for a semester, and then he dropped out of college and joined the Coast Guard. So he went to New Jersey for 2 months, and I didn't get to talk to him, had no communication, which was literally so hard. I like had an emo diary where I'd be like, I miss Sage so much, blah, 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 but I like destroyed it after because I was so embarrassed that I even wrote all that stuff. Like I was so emo, which is not usually how I am, but I was like, not being able to talk to him or anything was just so rough, like so rough. I miss him so much. But so he was in Jersey for 2 months, and then he was stationed in Florida, in Islamorada, Florida, which is in the Florida Keys. And I was still living in Seattle, near Seattle, in high school. So we did long distance for almost 2 years in total, which was extremely hard. The first like time that we didn't see each other was for 5 months. That is a long time to not see your boyfriend. It was really hard. Like it put a big strain on our relationship for a while, especially when he was just getting used to the Coast Guard too. Like the job that he was doing there was very intense, and like it was just hard. It was hard for both of us. Like I kind of had a breakdown, and I was like, you know, if we're gonna have to keep doing, we like had to decide like if we're gonna keep doing long distance. Okay, fast forward a little bit. I knew I was gonna go to New York for school, and he was still in Florida, and he was going to go back to training, so there would be a chance that he could come to New York with me. And so we kind of had to decide like, what if, because there was just a chance. There was no guarantee that he was going to be able to end up in New York. So we're like, what happens if you don't end up in New York? Like, are we still going to keep doing long distance for 4 more years? Because like we knew that it was so hard on us, and we were so young, and blah blah blah. And so one day we were just kind of like, so I was just so like exhausted with even thinking about it, and like just so frustrated that we couldn't be together. remember we were just like yelling at each other. I was mostly yelling. I was like, just like break up with me then, like break up with me. Like if you don't want to be together or blah, 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 like can't do long distance forever. Like I was just so upset. And then I remember that day there was maybe a couple hours where I thought that we were gonna break up. And I literally have not experienced worse pain in my entire life, like body pain. Like I literally felt like my heart was breaking. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but it hurt so bad. I could not breathe. I was just in pain. Like I kept going like this. I was crying uncontrollably, like collapsed on the ground. Literally so dramatic, like in the movies, but that's actually how I felt. We'd already been dating for 2 years at this point, so I'm not being super dramatic, but like, you know. Yeah, it was just horrible. And then I called him like bawling my eyes out. I'm like, we can't break up. I can't not be with you. You can't break up with me, okay? And he was like, okay, because he was more doing it. He told me he was doing it because he didn't want to like hold me down. Like he wanted me to be able to be like free and experience college and like New York single, if that's like what I wanted to do. Like he didn't want to like hold me back in a sense. And I was like, no, like I need you. You are like the love of my life. We can't be done. Like I told him like, you can't break up with me ever, okay? Because this is the worst pain I've ever felt, which it really was. So basically, luck would have it, thank God, literally thank God. I don't know what would have happened. He got stationed in New York and he got stationed in the Hamptons, so we got to be together again. He lived out on Long Island and I lived in the city, so we didn't live together right away. We lived separately for the first year, but still got to see each other a lot more, and like kind of like I got to figure out how I am. Like I got to grow on my own. I had a roommate. I was living in New York City, whatever. Like our relationship, we started dating very young and it got serious very young, but we had like the space. Also, this is just our personalities. We had the space to like grow as individuals, which I think is so important. So important. Everyone always says that, but it really is. So anyway, after a year, we moved in together in Bushwick for a year in Bushwick, and then we moved to Williamsburg. 5 years of dating, he proposed to me, and it was the best thing ever. So basically, we had been talking about getting married for literally years because we knew like this is a lifer thing. Like you were my partner for life. We knew it. We've known it for so many years, but I kind of wasn't really surprised. Like I was expecting him to propose kind of thing because we had talked about it for so long, and things were just, we had to like wait for things to kind of fall in place. But he proposed in August and it was the best thing ever. We were going out to this really nice dinner. I conveniently had my hair done that morning, like it was just coincidence, but I had a blowout. I don't know if you guys ever had a blowout, but I was feeling great. I'm like, my hair has never looked this good. Wow, this is the best day ever. And then it was a really beautiful day. We went and got drinks, and then we came back here and we were getting ready to go to dinner, and like we had this reservation at this nice place, so I was pretty suspicious that he was going to ask me at dinner. And so we were just sitting on the bed, like talking, getting ready to leave, and I expected nothing. Like we were just hanging out. I kind of expected something after dinner, and we're sitting on the bed and he pulled out the ring box from under the pillow, and I started screaming, because he really did catch me off guard. I don't usually get surprised very easily, so he really did catch me off guard, which was wonderful. Like I really wanted to be surprised. I just started screaming. I was just screaming and screaming, and he barely got a word in pretty much because I was yelling, and I like jumped on him. We were like rolling around on the bed, like kissing, and I was screaming, and he obviously asked like, will you marry me? And I said yes, but I really don't remember. Like we both said that we blacked out in that situation. Like we both were just blacked out because it was just so exciting. But I think he said, there's nothing I want to do more than marry you, or like something like that. It was really cute, but he barely got a word in because I was screaming so much. And I was just screaming and like looking at my ring and freaking out, like really freaking out. And then after like a lot of screaming, we finally went to dinner, and we had the best dinner ever. It was right on the water in Dumbo, like overlooking the Manhattan skyline. So cute, like such good dinner, such good drinks, just so happy. And then it was raining and we had to like run back to the car in the rain. I don't know, it was just so romantic, but it was really the best. It was a great night. So as I said, we already knew that we wanted to get married for years. Like, there had been times, like the first year that we lived in New York, where we were like, let's just go to the courthouse tomorrow. Like, I don't want to wait, let's just go to the courthouse. We both wanted to be actually married, but we weren't ready for like having a big wedding because all of our family's on the West Coast and we lived out here, and like we didn't want to have our wedding in New York, and just like a lot of different logistical factors of why we didn't want to have the actual wedding yet, but we wanted to be married. Like, we didn't want to just be boyfriend and girlfriend or engaged, fiancés, whatever. Like, we wanted to be husband and wife. We always knew that. We decided that we were going to just go to the courthouse and elope. Like, we really were like, you know, we want to be married. We want to have a little celebration in New York because this is where we like got to grow as adults and like kind of really start our life together, like away from, you know, everything. And yeah, we just decided, I don't know, we just were like, you know what, we're gonna get married. And we did. But basically, it definitely wasn't drama free. Obviously, family members, wish that family members could be there, but it was just, it got really complicated. So we kind of had to decide, like, you can't just have one family member, you know, you have to have all or none. So we went with the none option, which was hard. There was a lot of things that happened because of that, but we are having a big wedding with all of our family, a big celebration, like 300 people on his mom's farm where he grew up next summer. So we are having a big wedding. So we were like telling the family members, like, don't worry, there's a big wedding coming that everybody will be a part of, but we're just legally married now. That's what we're saying because that's what happened. So basically, I'll insert some pictures and clips and stuff. On Friday the 28th, September 28th, we eloped. So here's the thing. We had this great plan of going to the courthouse, doing it the cool New York way, you know, whatever. I had seen all these really cool pictures of people coming out of the courthouse in these cute little simple dresses, and I was like, oh my god, I want to do that. That's what we're gonna do. And so we invited all of our friends in New York, and some of our friends from home actually flew out, which was amazing. It was so cool. Some of our best friends from home came, and we were all in the courthouse. I had a videographer and a photographer, which I haven't gotten the full video, like I haven't gotten the video back yet, but I'm definitely gonna post it because I think it's gonna be really, really cool. Hopefully we'll be getting that soon. But it was a whole parade, like all of our friends, maybe like 20 friends, 25 friends, I don't even know, a lot of friends. And me, I was wearing a dress, I had a bouquet, he was in a tux, the boutonniere, photographer, videographer. It was a big, big scene. And we go up to the counter with this, because I had filled out some forms online, and I thought I really did think that I did everything correctly and we were good to go. Hi. But we get up to the counter and he's like, you know, you have to wait 24 hours before you can actually be married, right? And oh my god, my thoughts in that moment were like literally that broke my brain. The world was crumbling down. There was all these people there, the photographer, the videographer. I'm in a dress. Like, I was like, wait, what? I just couldn't, I could not. So I just started kind of silently freaking out. Sage was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. I should have helped you like research it more. But yeah, so that was a little bit chaotic. So basically I like went in the corner and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And we just started brainstorming. I was trying not to freak out, trying not to cry, because like everybody was there for us, and if we couldn't do this whole thing, that was gonna be just horrible. Like, it was such a horrible time there for a little bit. And we were just trying to brainstorm, and we came up with the idea to just have our good friend Nick, who we both grew up with. Sage grew up with him, and he's one of my best friend Catherine's boyfriend, so like we're all very close. He was going to just officiate the wedding. It's gonna be like fake. It wasn't actually gonna be legal, but we're still gonna do our ceremony, read our vows, have like film that, and we were going to do it on our rooftop. And okay, the next part really was just amazing. Like, this was the best day. It was the best day ever. It was such a great day. So we had to still wait in line at the courthouse to get our legal documents that we would then sign the next day, 24 hours after, and be legally married, but we still had to wait for them. So all of our friends left, and Rachel had the great idea to go, my cousin, had the great idea to go start setting up at our apartment. And so everybody left and they started like getting champagne and setting up the apartment. My amazing, wonderful, sweet friends decorated the rooftop. I will insert all these pictures here, but they just literally, I cried thinking about how amazing they all were. Like, they just pulled it together. They took my bed skirt and made a little, like, I don't even know what you call it, but I'll insert the picture. They took the disco ball and hung it from this thingy, and they like gathered all the chairs that were up there and put balloons on them, brought all my plants, like made this whole backdrop. Like, they literally just, I said nothing about that. Like, I didn't even have that idea at all. They literally just surprised me with that, and they did it because, I mean, because they love me and because I love them, and they wanted us to have a great special day. And it really was. Like, I actually want to cry now that I'm talking about it, but I won't. But yeah, so basically we get back and the photographer and videographer meet us there, and we walk up on the roof and I see everything that they decorated. I'll put in this clip. I have a clip of me like reacting to it, and we read our vows and we exchange rings, and Nick is the officiant and all of our friends are there. And the whole day it was cloudy. It was cloudy and gray. It wasn't a good day, like outside. Like, the weather wasn't very nice. And then the second that we started, not the second, but really the minute when we got up on the roof to say our vows, the whole sky cleared. I am not exaggerating. I will put a photo of what it looks like, what it looked like. Like, the sky cleared. It was the most beautiful pinks and oranges and like the most beautiful sky. It cleared. The weather turned out perfectly. The photos, like the light for the photos was beautiful. It would just literally cleared. Like, the second that we got up there, the sky just opened up and gave us this most beautiful time. Like, it was really just perfect. It really was just perfect. I can't even explain it really, but it was such an emotional day in the best way. Like, oh my God. It was the best. But so we exchanged our vows, which was so sweet and just fun. And afterwards, I've seen Sage cry 3 times in 5 years of dating him. And after we exchanged our vows and we had our rings on, he just started bawling, like literally bawling. And the guy does not cry, which killed me. Everyone, like, I was like hugging everyone, saying thank you, and then someone was like, someone go, like, Rohini, go get your mans. And I like turned around, he's in the corner just like bawling. And then I started crying and everyone was crying. It was just like so much emotion and love, and just, oh my God, it was nuts. It was really crazy, like seeing him so emotional and like, I love it. It's so good. But so we took a bunch of photos, and then we went down to our apartment, celebrated a little bit, but we actually had reserved a like dinner space. So it's this really cool restaurant, and we rented out the back part of it, and there's like a boat. They just have a ship with like twinkly lights on it. And there, we had our own like bartender, and there was a photo booth that was really cool, and we could plug in our music. And so we had dinner, and we had like a bunch of pizza and food and drinks that we like had already pre-arranged, and we just got to celebrate with our friends, and it was literally so fun. And like, we had already pre-purchased all the alcohol, so we had to drink it all. So we got drunk, and it was the best. Like, it was such a celebration. I'll put in more pictures, but we're like popping bottles, drinking champagne, celebrating, like worry-free, literally the best time. It was so fun. And then after our like hours, our time allotted at that restaurant was done, we went to our favorite bar that we go to a lot, and we're friends with like the owner and the bartenders, and we just love them. We go there all the time. So they had some tables like set aside for us, and we just turned up with all of our friends, like drinking, dancing, having so much fun. It was just the funnest night. Like, I really think it was supposed to be like this. It was just a day of literal celebration. There was no stress. I mean, besides the fact that the courthouse thing got messed up, but like there was no added pressure or stress. It was just fun celebration, like footloose and fancy free, New York, let's get married. And we both agreed afterwards that there still is like a huge place, that we both feel like there's a huge place for a real wedding. Like, we didn't really do a lot of ceremonial stuff. Like, it wasn't very ceremonial or like I don't know, there's just a lot of elements to a real wedding that we didn't do yet. So we're both really, Sage actually said that after doing this courthouse, after eloping, that he is even more excited to do a real wedding with all of our family. So we're both really excited for that too. I think it'll be equally as special, but just in a different way, which I'm really excited about. So basically, we got super drunk, like really drunk, but amazing. So good. And we stumbled into our hotel that we had reserved for the night at about 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. And I don't remember checking in. I was pretty much blacked out at that point, but still functioning quite well, still loving life. I don't know what that says about me, but please no hate comments, guys. So yeah, we checked into this beautiful hotel and just passed out. So drunk, but so happy, literally passed out. But it was funny because we had to be checked out by 11 and we got there at 4 a.m. and we slept. So basically we were only awake in this beautiful hotel room for 30 minutes where we got room service and just hung out and had coffee and ate avocado toast in our bed for a little bit. But then we had to check out. So it was like, maybe we should have done this for the different night that we would actually like be able to enjoy. But it was still nice, like waking up being like, oh my God, we're married, like not in our apartment, you know, just kind of felt more special somehow. And then Saturday we had a brunch with all of our like closest friends who were out of town. Like we kind of had a little brunch at Sunday in Brooklyn, which is a spot we really like to go to, and that was really lovely, and we just got to hang out a little bit more with the people who were visiting from out of town. And then Saturday night, my gal pals from home threw me a bachelorette party, even though I was already technically married. Everything was all a little like, it wasn't traditional at all, which is fine. I love that, like, yeah. So that was super fun. We had fun. They got me some, I don't even know how to say this. I don't want to get demonetized. Like, I'm just gonna, like the classic bachelorette party, but also make it really pretty and fun, like not trashy, but with some paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? You get my hint? But it was quite fun. And the guys went out and did their bachelor thing, and we just got to all hang out, and then we kind of all came together at the end, hung out some more. It was just such a fun weekend. And then Sunday morning, everyone was gone. It was sad, but it was really the best weekend ever, honestly. I was on high. That Monday morning, Sage had to go back to work, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but since he's in the Coast Guard, when he's working, he's on duty and he sleeps at the station. Like right now, he's not here, he's at work. So half the time I'm by myself. So Monday morning I woke up and not only were all my friends gone, I had like 30 friends in my apartment having the best time, and then Sage was gone. I was like, I'm alone and I'm so sad and I miss all my friends, and where is my now husband? He's gone. So that was like sad. I woke up like, where is everybody? But honestly, it was the best weekend ever. I don't want to say that I'm encouraging to go elope, because I definitely think like a real wedding is really beautiful and I've always wanted a big wedding, but it was perfect. Like it was perfect for us. It was perfect for the situation. We just had the best time, like literally the best weekend ever. And yeah, it was just like all full of love, all big celebration, and exactly the way that it was supposed to go. Like it was supposed to turn out that we couldn't go to the courthouse and we had to do it on the roof because it was a billion times more beautiful, and my friends got to decorate it, and like it was just so special, really so special. But this is a very long video. I guess now that I told that very long story about the actual day, I don't feel like I need to justify our relationship to the internet, because you guys aren't in it and it's my relationship. But also at the same time, I got one hate comment out of so many good ones on our Instagram post, or my Instagram post, where I announced that we eloped. I got one hate comment out of a million good ones, and it still pissed me off so much, because, you know, like I'm so protective of our relationship because it is the best. Like, like I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just protective of it, so I want to tell like the full, so you see the full picture. But if you're gonna leave hate on this, like please don't. I just don't see why anybody else anybody would hate on someone else's relationship unless there was obvious like dangers or a bad like abusive behavior or something. Like, why would you insert yourself into someone else's relationship when you're not in it? You know, that's just like a no-no. Don't do that. But anyway, anybody that knows us in person knows us. They know our relationship. We are solid as a rock. We are very, very, very similar people. How we handle things, our attitudes towards things, our emotions like are very similar. We're both very logical, very like reasonable. We like think through everything. We talk through everything. We just are great partners. Like, we both work from home when he's not at the Coast Guard. We both work from home and we get to like, we grind and like help each other if one of us needs it. He has a SEO digital marketing practice that he owns. I'll put that in the description in case you need some SEO for your business. But and then at the end of the day, we get to like make dinner together and hang out. But I don't even know, I don't know how to put it into words, but he is my absolute best friend, the person I trust most in the whole world. I trust him with my life. I trust him with everything. I trust him with my family's life. Like, for one, our families have always like approved of us. They've always known that we were a good match. They always have known that, you know, we went well together. Obviously, there were some concerns that we were too young, more on Sage's side of the family than mine, because I feel like my parents and I just tell them everything, and they're very like spiritual people, so I feel like they just kind of like saw it. I don't know if that makes sense, but Sage's parents were more like, not concerned, but they had some like worries that we were too young, you know, initially. But like, we have been financially independent for years. We take care of ourselves, we make our own money, and we actually, like, I help take care of my family. Like, we all, you know, like, we're adults. Even though we're young, we are full-ass adults who have, I feel like, we've both been mature from a young age and like have known the responsibilities of real life from a young age. So I think that definitely helps. Basically, we did everything that you're supposed to do when you're a grown-up and you get married, you know? You date for a while, you spend some time apart, you grow as individuals, you live together before you get married, you like all that stuff. Like, we did all that. It's just that we're young, so people like to give us a hard time. Like, even when I'm getting my nails done, my nail lady like judges me for being married. She's like, "You're so young." I'm like, yeah, like, I'm literally so tired of it, honestly. Like, I don't like to tell people my age because there's such a judgment about age, but every single person is so different. I can't even emphasize that enough. Like, everyone is on their own timeline. Everyone grows and matures at different rates. No two people grow at the same rate. No two people should get married at the same time or not get married, or some people don't get married at all, and that's totally fine. Like, you know, everybody is so different, so I just don't think that it makes sense anymore to like apply these societal whatever judgments onto relationships, because honestly, it's BS. And I know for a fact that Sage and I are going to be together forever, and we are gonna work through everything that comes at us, because we've already had a lot of shit happen and we handle it really well. Like, we are a good duo, and I'm freaking so in love with the kid. Like, he makes me laugh more than anybody else ever could. He's my best pal, and everybody says that, but he's my best pal. Yeah, so I guess that's all I have to say. Yeah, basically, I'm really, really happy. I'm doing really, really well right now, and I feel so lucky to have him by my side. Like, really, we have grown so much in the last couple years. We motivate each other a lot, and he makes me work so much harder. He inspires me. He's the hardest working guy I know. Like, he inspires me so much, and we're just like really grinding right now because we want to have this amazing life together. And I mean, we've already started it obviously, but like, we want to have kids in the future. I want them sooner than he does because I'm obsessed with babies. But yeah, we're just really excited about the future. And I really think that having had such a great partner all these years has made me much more confident, much more collected. Like, you always have someone to talk to, get advice from, someone that will not hype you up, but like say, you know, you can do this. Like, I love you and I believe in you. Like, that is worth a lot. So yeah, basically it's the best. I love being married. I love being married young. Like, fucking doesn't even matter. Age is just a number. Also, one last thing in case you still don't believe me that we're supposed to be together. Like, I hate doing this, but I just don't want people to like give us hate for our relationship because I will punch you. But when I was 16, my mom took me to go get my chart read from an astrologer. We're very into astrology, I feel like, in my family. And this woman had been doing astrology readings for 30 years, and she did a compatibility with Sage and I when I was 16. We hadn't even been dating a full year yet. And she said, you guys are the most compatible couple I've ever seen in my entire life. She's like, you're way more compatible than me and my husband who've been together for 20 years, and you're way more compatible than your parents who have also been together for a very long time. So, I mean, I don't know if you believe in astrology, but it is such an easy relationship. We literally just flow together so well. So I feel really, 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 really blessed that I found him at such a young age. It's not a normal thing to find your guy at such a young age, but I'm really, really glad that I did. I don't know where my life would be if I didn't find him, so thank goodness that I did. But yeah, so that's that, I guess. This was quite the long video. If you're still here, I commend you. I hope that this was an uplifting video. If you haven't found your guy yet, or girl, don't worry. They're out there somewhere. But then again, you don't need a relationship to be happy, so just do you, boo. Like, I feel like when you start to just do you and like, you know, focus on yourself and grind and do whatever, like, whenever you do you, that's when like someone amazing will come into your life, you know? You just attract that kind of like energy. Anyway, I don't want this to be too like woo-woo, but I'm just really excited for our future, guys. I think it is going to be amazing, and I'm really excited. So hopefully you guys will join me on my journey on the internet, and then in a few years I can be a mommy blogger. Okay, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you guys so much. Have a great day and a great week, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on the gram for more pics from our wedding and stuff, at Rohini Elise. Yeah, okay. Bye, guys.